Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
So we've all heard about Sabrina Morrissey, who happens to be the court-appointed guardian for Wendy Williams, and Sabrina seems like she always gets her way. She's allegedly cool with certain judges, and typically if she wants to gag you or seal court documents to where the public can't see what's going on, Sabrina gets her way with that too. Well, it seems like Sabrina has finally met her match recently with Wendy's ex-husband, Kelvin Hunter. Kelvin showed up in court on Friday, looking quite dapper, might I add, in his blue. But baby, Kelvin went to court and ate that lady up and left no crumbs. Now, we all know that Kelvin has been trying his best to reestablish the spousal support he was receiving from Wendy, which ended in January of 2022 because her income had changed. Now, Sabrina, who is currently in charge of Wendy's funds, not only is not trying to release those funds to Kelvin, but she is stating that Kelvin was overpaid and wants over $100,000 placed back into Wendy's account. Kelvin walked in with his own forensic accountant and brought up a Rico case against Sabrina, accusing her of lying, and stated that he believes Sabrina has depleted all of Wendy's funds. They say Sabrina was in there stunned and stressed. Sabrina felt uneasy because this is the one time the judge in one of her cases decided to side with right versus siding with white. We are going to break down this story and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more. Now let's get back into it.
All of you miserable and women on my page are going to be very mad. But for the smart people who understand the plight of, I'm not trying to play victim. Again, I take full accountability. A lot of y'all still don't know what's going on, and you still won't know what's going on. And as per the documentary that you just saw, which was whatever, I knew nothing about it, you still don't know what's going on. And guess what? There was nothing good that came out of that. Nothing good came out of the documentary. So I don't know what was this display for. All of the people that were involved, the celebrities, half of them were involved in enabling her. So Black China, you need to go sit down before I air you out and let people know what you really did. There's a lot, but I'm not here for that. Listen, you miserable women, please stay off my page. Just stay off my page. Pray for the people that's involved. Pray for my ex-wife. Pray for Wendy Williams. Pray for Wendy Williams. Pray that for the family. Pray for everybody that's involved. And whatever I'm out here doing and whatever people think I'm doing, guess what? If I don't go out here and do it, who the is going to, what we going to do? We're going to just let everybody, whatever the display is, whoever's in charge, they clearly don't care. So, and I've been minding my business. I've been doing what I got to do to make these announcements that I'm about to make to show that I am working hard. I'm going to keep working. My legacy is not over. Whatever I have to do for the legacy, that still includes my entire family, is still not over. My son is looking. My daughter's looking. My lady is looking. Everybody's looking now. So at this point, if you don't really care, if you still caught up on that geometry or that news about whatever, you don't really see what's going on here, the real plight, then okay. But please, I'm going to ask you to please refrain, you women, refrain from my comments. Refrain, go get a life, go get a man, go get some peace, go do whatever you need to do. But please stop worrying about Kelvin.
On Friday, Kelvin walked inside of an otherwise empty courtroom alongside his forensic auditor, Eric Pettis, and then at another table sat Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. And the U.S. Sun goes on to say Wendy's ex is back in court after his divorce payments from the star ceased in 2022 when Wells Fargo froze her accounts. The father of two has been trying to get the former TV host financial records from the time since they divorced through her being placed in a guardianship, as they would be needed for his discovery to bolster his argument that payments should resume. At the start of the hour-long hearing, the judge acknowledged the difficulties in the case. Judge Michael Katz went on to say, I know this is a difficult case for a lot of different reasons. It's difficult for both of the parties, but also because of the physical, mental health, and financial issues involved. It's difficult for both parties, and both parties need to have this resolved. The judge said before continuing, I think this case needs to go to arbitration. And of course, arbitration is when both parties parties opt for a private dispute resolution procedure, which pretty much involves them not dealing with the court. So Kelvin goes on to tell the judge that he feels this matter is an emergency or emergent. He then goes on to cite Sabrina being named as a defendant in a case that accuses her of being involved in a racketeering scheme involving another ward who is not under her guardianship. Kelvin was in there like, you want to rumble with the bee, huh? Now, the U.S. Sun exclusively reported on the case against Sabrina earlier this year, and we also covered it on this channel. If you didn't catch it, catch up. Now, Kelvin alleged to the judge, Miss Morrissey is under a Rico investigation, and there is a lot of malfeasance. I have no problem with arbitration. I just want the documents from the finances, he told Judge Katz. Now, Kelvin went on to allege that Sabrina has claimed Wendy has no money, but he then claimed that Wendy made nearly $500,000 from her involvement in the Lifetime docuseries, Where is Wendy Williams? When we were in mediation, that was when Wendy was in agreement with Lifetime and getting paid $500,000, Kelvin told Judge Katz. There were blatant lies in what Sabrina, has been telling us, and we still haven't seen the bank records, and she's supposed to give us access to the retirement accounts. There has been gross negligence, and as far as her being a guardian, I don't trust this woman, Kelvin went on to say. Sabrina's rebuttal was short. She denied knowledge of the Rico case Kelvin was referring to. Then, speaking specifically to Wendy's supposed Lifetime earnings, the guardian said, I disagree with Mr. Hunter's statements. Now, she didn't say what Wendy made. She just said, I disagree with the $500,000. It could be $500,001. It could be $500,002. But she's disagreeing with it. I would need more information. The judge went on to explain to Kelvin that despite any allegations against the guardian, that does not make this case an emergent matter. Kelvin then continued and said, they, the guardian and Wendy's counsel, have not given me a reason for stopping the payment. If Miss Morrissey had tried to modify the payments, that would be different. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was both understood and agreed to by Wendy and Kelvin that all severance payments shall be subject to either termination or modification if Wendy's contract was not renewed and or otherwise suspended, canceled, or terminated. So I thought the attorney and everyone else understood that, but maybe I'm wrong. Now, Kelvin goes on to say, I'm not just concerned about the money, but she comes in and swooped in and depleted the accounts in that time. This has to be a real travesty, Wendy's ex continued. At the conclusion of the hearing, Kelvin walked out of the courtroom with a big smile on his face while Sabrina looked fairly stressed. Now, Sabrina, I don't know what you stressed about, sis. Just go ahead and give up the documents. Let's see where the money been going. Show me the money. Now, the U.S. Sun goes on to say that Wendy's guardian, Sabrina, had asked the judge to put a gag order on Kelvin, and the judge was not entertaining any of that on Friday. Sabrina went on to say, I request that the court increase the protection of this case and issue a gag order, thereby instructing Mr. Hunter not to speak to the press or others except for legal advisors about these matters, and to instruct anyone with whom he had previously discussed these matters that they should not communicate about these matters with anyone else. I said it once and I'll say it again. I feel like anytime this woman goes to court with certain matters, she tries to seal the case, she tries to gag you, she tries to make sure that people outside don't know what's going on. And I don't think this judge is going for it, and I'm happy about that. I'm really feeling this judge. I hate that they have to take it to arbitration and they can't keep it with this judge, because he seems like he would get down to the bottom of it when it came to Sabrina. Now, what I don't like is that no one knows where Wendy is but Sabrina. Like, let's not focus on the money right now. Let's focus on where the hell is Wendy. What is she eating? What are they giving her medically? Who is able to spend time with her? Is she in there crying? Is she upset? Is she missing her family? Like, what's going on with Wendy? Why is it that this woman is the only person that knows where Wendy is? Why is it that the family went almost a year without knowing Wendy's proper diagnosis? What is really going on here? Forget the money. Let's see about Wendy. Let's get Wendy back home with her family. Let's let Wendy see her son. In the words of Miss Nene Leakes, Sabrina, you don't win when you play dirty. What I need to do is hear from you. What do you think about everything now going on in the world of Wendy Williams with Kelvin Hunter and Sabrina Morrissey getting into it? Leave a comment and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new episodes.